It's a bit of a he said, she said, and now Harry's actually said something publicly, has he, or is this all just coming from sources?
Sophie come out and say that that there's been all these bad goings on within the charity, and this is the first we've heard of it. So she's only, once she's been asked to step down, she's suddenly come out and said all these awful things are happening in the charity. Well, why were these not being brought up before, when supposedly these awful things were taking place? Which doesn't seem to make sense. Why it's only all coming out now? I mean, if she's saying all the right things, why didn't it come out when it started happening? We've seen this video. We've seen it time and time again, where I think Meghan's trying to say to her, no, come into the middle of the photo, come into the middle of the photo. So yes, there was an awkwardness, but you can see that there is obviously a good rapport between them at that point in time. So for Harry to ask, can you just support my wife and say some things about my wife? I don't think it's unreasonable or unusual to ask your friends to support you from time to time. I think we all do it, and it's quite commonplace. But I don't know. I don't know what the end game is with this, but I do think that that the doctor pretty much maybe has money on her mind.
Yeah, and I mean, it's all been made a little bit more heated as well, with certain accusations around the charity boss, this Dr. Sophie Chandauka. People accusing her of playing the race card in all of this.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure whether playing the race card with Harry is going to work, because he's a great advocate for that. So I don't think it's going to work with him. And you know, we like I say, we don't know what's going on. We haven't seen all the documents, but she's not being paid to do the role she was asked to step down from. So it seems odd that she's putting her heels in and saying, I'm not going anywhere and I've been mistreated. Well, if you're not being paid to do a role that you're being mistreated in, why are you still there? And why are you really digging your heels in? I mean, it's a no-brainer. If it was happening to any of us, we would have gone long since if we weren't being paid. I mean, why do we want to just stay and be mistreated? It makes no sense. So
absolutely.
This is why I think...
sorry, please continue, sorry.
Sorry, no, this is why I say, you know, with situations like this, it's worth asking her, like, this. What I always like to say is, what is your end game? What do you want? And I think with her, it's money. This is the...
Hey, welcome back to Royal Sussex Squad, where we don't just sip tea, we serve the truth piping hot. Today's story is a messy one, but you know we're here to clean it up. So let's get into this whole nonsense surrounding Prince Harry, Meghan Sussex, and the charity drama with Dr. Sophie Chandauka. Now here's the tea. Sophie was asked to step down from a voluntary charity role, and suddenly, just suddenly, she's claiming there's chaos and mistreatment in the organisation. Where was all that concern when she was still comfortably sitting in that unpaid role? Oh, wait. She wanted to turn it into a paid one, as in $300,000 kind of paid. Sis eventually settled for $150,000, but even that is wild for a charity. And now the most outrageous part, she's allegedly trying to play the race card against Prince Harry. Excuse us, the same Prince Harry who's literally been dragged through fire by the British press for marrying a biracial woman, the same man who's called out racism both in the media and inside the royal institution, and now we're supposed to believe he's the villain. Please! This isn't advocacy, it's opportunism. Prince Harry's track record on anti-racism speaks volumes and offers a clear counterpoint to the absurdity of the recent accusations thrown his way. For years, Harry has demonstrated a consistent commitment to equity, inclusion and justice, particularly through his charitable and public work. One of the most prominent examples is Chandauka, the charity he co-founded in 2006 to support children and young people affected by HIV in Lesotho and Botswana. This wasn't just a photo-op initiative, it was a long-term commitment that involved Harry returning to the region year after year, building relationships with local communities and championing the rights of those often marginalized and stigmatized. His investment in Chandauka showed not only a deep respect for African cultures, but also a hands-on approach to dismantling harmful prejudices. Similarly, the Invictus Games, founded by Harry in 2014, was not only about veterans' recovery, but also about creating an inclusive global platform. The Games brought together participants from a wide range of backgrounds, different races, cultures, and nationalities, to compete and find community through shared experiences of trauma and healing. The deliberate effort to include service members from across the world, many of them people of colour, showcased Harry's vision of unity and diversity through action, not just words. Perhaps even more telling has been his public stance on systemic racism, especially within British institutions. Harry didn't stay silent when he saw how racism and unconscious bias were operating, particularly in the media's treatment of his wife, Meghan Sussex. He spoke openly about the need to confront this system, even at the expense of his own public standing. He called out the UK's tabloid press and its role in fueling hate, and he acknowledged his own past ignorance while emphasising the importance of growth and education, a level of humility rarely seen among royals. So when someone turns around and tries to paint Prince Harry as a racist, the accusation rings not only false but outright ridiculous. It flies in the face of everything he's stood for, fought for, and built over the years. A man who has risked everything, his home, his titles, his public approval, to fight racism and support marginalised communities, doesn't suddenly become the villain in this twisted media narrative. The truth is, these accusations aren't just baseless. They're insulting to the very real, difficult work he's done and continue to show just how desperate some people are to tarnish his name for their own benefit. Prince Harry's unwavering loyalty as a husband is one of his most defining and admirable qualities. From the very beginning of his relationship with Meghan Sussex, he has made it clear that protecting her well-being is non-negotiable. He has publicly defended her against relentless and often racially charged attacks from the British press, even when doing so meant defying the royal institution and breaking long-held traditions of silence. And when he reached out to friends for support during that turbulent time, it wasn't manipulation. It was the act of a man trying to shield his partner from a world that was tearing her apart. What decent husband wouldn't try to rally support for the woman he loves, especially when she's being unfairly targeted? Far from being some scheming mastermind, Harry's actions reflect empathy, strength, and the kind of partnership that many people claim to value but rarely see in action, one built on mutual respect, emotional protection, and love. Let's be clear, using racism as a weapon for personal gain doesn't just hurt Harry. It hurts real conversations about race. And we're not going to stand for that. Meghan has faced enough of it, and Harry has been one of her fiercest defenders. Trying to twist that into something ugly, that's low, even for his critics. Honestly, if you're not being paid, feel mistreated, and still won't leave the role, maybe the real goal isn't justice, it's the money. Let's call it what it is. So to the media outlets that love spinning this narrative, try again. You're not fooling anyone here. Harry and Meghan Sussex are out here living with purpose, serving causes that matter and building legacies that speak louder than gossip. So let's show them the love they deserve. And hey, if you're loving our coverage, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a super thanks to support the truth-telling squad that never backs down. Until next time, keep it royal, keep it real.